Hi, everybody, and welcome to Hilltopper Softball. And this morning, the Hilltoppers softball team will take on the Moriarty High School Fighting Lady Pintos. And this coming into this ball game, both these teams having a little bit of a struggle. This is a district contest, and the first district. Let's see, the first district contest for each team. I don't. Let me see. Let me check that for sure. Yes, it is. So this is the first district contest for each team. Hilltoppers coming into the ball game are 1-6. Moriarty is 0-5. So right now, since all of the district battles are starting to heat up, then I think it's time for each of these teams to try to come together. But it's a beautiful morning here in White Rock, and nice blue skies, and not a bad temperature at all. It's a nice, really pleasant morning in northern New Mexico, and we are happy to be here to bring you this ball game. Brought to you by Los Alamos Daily Post and Carol Clark. And I want to thank Nate Limback, our fantastic IT guy, and John McHale, our photographer, for putting this all together. I'm Gene Mortensen, and my buddy here today is Larry Mortensen, and it's going to be our pleasure to bring you this contest this morning. So right now the teams, everybody's met in the middle, and they toss the coin or whatever they do, and now everybody's ready to go. And as soon as these teams, but this should be an interesting ball game. The Moriarty is coached by Tanya Walden, and like I say, they're 0-5, and this is their first district game. And Hilltoppers are coached by Stephanie Abney, and the Hilltoppers are 1-6. And of course, Moriarty, the visiting team, they will come to the plate first for Los Alamos. And right now, let's see if I can give you the lineup for the Hilltoppers. Pitching for the Hilltoppers is going to be Bella Robertson, and behind the plate will be Rachel Norman, and and Rachel Norman, and then let's see, do I have a third baseman, first baseman? Yes, I do. Okay, and that's Carmelita Harrison. She's at first. Second base is Michaela Guillen. Shortstop is Riley Hernandez. And third base is Edwina Martinez. And out in the outfield, it's Aspen De Herrera in left, and Daniel Bajorquez is in center, and Izzy Madison is in right field for the Hilltoppers. So that's the way they will start off the ball game. That is the defense for Los Alamos, and for starting things off for Moriarty this morning and coming to plate will be Harley Fisher. She is the shortstop. She'll be the first one up for Moriarty, and then followed by the center fielder Alyssa Hudson, and then the second baseman Toller. Uh, I'm sorry. The the second baseman is Aubrey Toller, and then this must be her sister. They're both freshmen. Ashley Toller. Ashley is going to pitch for the for Moriarty when they take the field. So so right now we are ready to go, and coming to the plate is Harley Fisher, and she is the shortstop for the not pretty petite little girl shortstop, and Harley Fisher. And Fisher is she's a junior. And the first pitch comes in, and that is a ball. There's a ball hit out into towards second base. That's going to make it out into center field. And so Harley Fisher starts things off right away with a base hit out into center, and just a little slow grounder got between everybody, and then rolled out into center field. And so now we're going to have coming to the plate Alyssa Hudson. She's the center fielder for the Lady Pintos, another very small girl. And everybody was ready but the umpire. So the pitcher was ready, the batter was ready, but we had no umpire. Inside pitch, and that was going to be for ball one. And of course, in softball, of course, the runners don't have the luxury of playing off, so they have to stay on the bag until the catcher gets his swing and miss. And they're really paying a lot of attention to Hartley Fisher over there at first, but that's going to make the count 1-1. That scoreboard over there is kind of hard to see. This is fouled off against the screen, and so that's going to make it 1-2. So right now, Bella Robertson ahead on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and they'll be followed by Aubrey Toller, the second baseman. Right now on first base is Harley Fisher, and there's a foul ball down the left field line. So that's count is going to stay at 1-2. I mean, Aubrey Toller, who will be up, will be up next, is she's only a freshman, and her sister, who's the pitcher, Ashley Toller, is also just a freshman. So right now we've evened out the count at 2-2, and this one's going to be low and in the dirt. Okay, they got him in a pickle between first and second, and they got her. Harley Fisher. I don't know. She took off. I don't know if they had a hit and run going or what, but she just suddenly took off, and so they threw the ball down to first, and a nice throw down to first by the Hilltopper Rachel Norman, and she got it down to first base, and then zing it down over to second, and then they hard to the shortstop, Riley Hernandez, and so they tag out. Harley Fisher caught in the pickle, so there's one away, and a swing and miss to the batter, Alyssa Hudson, and so suddenly we have 2 outs, and so and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Aubrey Toller. Aubrey also just a freshman for the Lady Pintos. Swings and misses at this one. So that'll make it to strike one. So 2 outs. They did have a runner on first, but got caught in the pickle. And see, don't think Mike Mays likes the word pickle. He likes bun down or whatever it is. they prefer. Swing and miss on that one. So that's going to make it strike 2. Can you see that screen over there? That scoreboard. Unbelievable. And that's a swing and a miss. And that's it. So, interestingly enough, it's 3 up, 3 down, even though they start things off with a base hit, as Harley Fisher got on right away with a nice hit up into center field, and then she got caught in that pickle, and she was thrown out, and so she got thrown out, and that went from the first base, and 3-6, and so, and let me see, that's having trouble finding my. Well, anyway, so that's going to make things up for Hilltoppers. Michaela Guillen is the. Let's see if I got this wrong. Yeah, Kat Sanchez. Kat Sanchez is at second, and Michaela Guillen is at first base for Los Alamos. So I need to make that little change. Okay. But coming up for the Hilltoppers first will be Danielle Bajorquez, and she'll be followed by Izzy Madison and then Aspen D. Herrera. And that's a whole outfield for Los Alamos. We'll start with center field and then go to right field and then go to left field. So the first 3 batters for Los Alamos are the outfielders, and then they'll be followed by the cleanup hitter. That is Riley Hernandez, and she is a shortstop. And on the mound for Moriarty right now, we have Ashley Toller. She is just a freshman, and behind the plate is Megan Lipke. And now coming to the plate for Los Alamos, as soon as we get it cleaned off, is going to be Daniela Bajorquez. So she is the center fielder for Los Alamos, and she'll be the first one to face the pitcher, Ashley Toller. So Toller, just a freshman. First is a hit out into right field. That's going to drop in. That's going to be, well, it could be extra bases. And except that Daniela runs into the first baseman, or first base girl, I guess you would want to call it. Anyway, that was over there, and that was so Carmelita Harrison. But she does it on the second base. Now I think Stephanie Abney having a little discussion with the umpire. I think she may be asking the umpire about interference. The Carmelita Hudson actually just stood there in her way in the base path. She had ran into her, and she had to pull back and go around her, and heads down to second base. And so, are they going to advance her? Nope. Wait, or no, they're not. So she's on second. Start things right off with a double out into second base, and right now at the plate is Izzy Madison. She is the right fielder, and she'll be followed by Aspen D. Herrera. And so, what's the count there, Larry? Is it 1-1? Okay.
That last one was actually high, but she swung out.
Oh, okay. So, and there's another hit. This is going to be out into left center, and that yes. And so coming around to score from second base, another double for Los Alamos, Izzy Madison. Yes. So another double and scores the run. And that'll bring up Aspen D. Herrera. She's the left fielder for Los Alamos. So the first two batters for Los Alamos start off with doubles. And the Hilltoppers go up 1-0 here on the. And Aspen D. Herrera will be followed by the shortstop. She's the cleanup hitter. There's a foul, a little, not a foul, now it's a foul. a little spinner that went up about 5 or 6 feet in front of the plate. And then as soon as it hit, of course, it just came zooming back across the plate. So it goes foul. Yeah. So way ahead right now is Ashley Toller. And this is going to be high and outside. So right now the Hilltoppers up 1-0, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Aspen D. Herrera is at the plate for Los Alamos, and his next pitch is, well, trying to decide what the umpire was going to call. It was on the outside corner. He calls it a ball, and so swing and miss, and so she swings and misses. It gets away from the catcher, and of course, if it gets away from the catcher, the runner can head down to second base, but first base. But anyway, but Aspen D. Herrera just turned around and headed for the dugout. So the catcher started to chase after her, and then the official, the umpire, just said, "Never mind." So she strikes out. She goes down. That's Aspen D. Herrera. Now is Riley Hernandez, the shortstop for Los Alamos. Nice pitch right down the middle, and Riley decides, yeah. Riley decides just to admire that pitch, and this one's going to be in the dirt. Throw down to second. Yes. Throw down to third, rather. I can do this. Well, anyway, stealing second on that throw on the. This time now is Izzy Madison, so she's in third base, and there's one away right now. There's a high fly ball, and this one is going to be all the way into center field, all the way against the fence, and another double for Los Alamos. Wow, boy, and a boomer that time by Riley Hernandez. So now she's at second base, and then coming home from third is going to be Izzy Madison. And so now that will bring up Hallie Warwick. Yeah, and one away, 2 runs in already for Los Alamos. Nice pitch this time by Ashley Toller. On deck for Los Alamos is Rachel Norman. She's the catcher, and then Haley Madison right now she's a designated hitter for Los Alamos. So Holly Warwick is at the plate for Los Alamos. She's a designated hitter, and the count is 2-1. Yes, this one's going to be inside. This gets yep, and so easily going down to third. The catcher gets away from the catcher, and so easily going down to third base now is Riley Hernandez. 2-0 right now is the score here in this ball game, and with Riley Hernandez on third, there's one away, and the count right now is there's a swing and a miss. I think we have a full count. So the designated hitter at the plate for Los Alamos, she'll be followed by the catcher, Rachel Norman, and ooh, that hit by the pitch. Right on that left shoulder. There wasn't a whole lot of zing on that pitch, fortunately, but so Holly goes down to, I don't know if it's Holly or Haley. Sorry. What is it? Holly Berry? Is that her name? Call her Holly. There's another hit out into right field, and that's going to bring another run in for Los Alamos and going to advance another runner. So we have Warwick going down to second after she got hit by the pitch. Coming into the score was Riley Hernandez from a third base. Rachel Norman with a nice hit out into right field again. And she goes to first. We have runners on first and second. And now at the plate will be the third baseman, Edwina Martinez. And now Stephanie Abney, the coach for Los Alamos, having a little discussion with the umpire. I think we're going to have a golden runner, I think. Yes, we are. So they're sending in a golden runner here to run this time right now for Rachel Norman. See if I can. You thank you very much, sir. I know that one drives me crazy. So, oh, Holly, that's a good choice, Larry. Anyway, so William Martinez, the third baseman, is at the plate for Los Alamos, and we have runners on first and second, one away. The pitch gets away from the catcher again, and so both runners advance. Yeah. So we have so Edwina has two runners in scoring position, and it takes a cut at that one. And nice hard a fastball zooming in. She took the cuts. It didn't get a hold of anything, and so that is going to make the count now. What is it? 2-2. And there's a high ball hit out into left field. That's going to drop in into left field. That's going to score one run. So Edwina Martinez with a nice hit out into left field. Yeah, the perfect place to put it. And that'll bring in Holly Warwick. And then Edwina Martinez goes down to first, and then heading over to third that time was Rachel Norman. So we have runners now on first and third. The ball gets away from the catcher, and so Edwina, she takes advantage of that, and she goes down to second base. So we have runners now on second and third. 3 runs in. 4, actually. You are correct, sir. 4. This one's going to be a little floater that just heads outside. One out and 4-0. And there's a pop fly that's going to go out into left field, and that's going to drop in. And so we're going to send all the runners. Yes, we are. And so everybody comes in. So that was going back, and trying to get back to it for Moriarty that time. And the left fielder was Abby Poinier. It looked like she had it, but yeah, she was right smack underneath it, and so and she just couldn't bring it in. So yes. So at the plate right now is Kat Sanchez. That was Michaela Guillen with that that hit out into, well, it hit with an error actually, but she goes to second base. There's a little pop fly is going to come down to the second baseman, and so we're just waiting for it right there this time for Moriarty with no problemo, and that was Aubrey Toller. She's got to be the sister of the pitcher, but they don't look like twins. They're both freshmen. Maybe they're cousins. Anyway, at the plate for Los Alamos, we batted around. The Cat Sanchez just got flew out to second base, and so there's two away, and we are back to the top of the order. So the Hilltoppers have batted around +1, now +2, as Daniela Bojorquez is, well, she grazed by the pitch, so that's close enough. So hit by the pitch, they say. And now that'll bring up Izzy Madison. Madison hit a nice double last time she was up to bring in Bojorquez from second base. This one is fouled off against the screen. So there's two away. And
Actually, Toller is throwing an awful lot of pitches, and I can kind of see the velocity going just a little bit.
yeah, there was a meatball, and I mean a meatball. And that one's gonna drop in, into right center field. And Hilltoppers are gonna send the runner home, and the runner is safe. Yeah, very, very close. As they brought the ball in, and they got it in plenty of time, and they zinged it down into the catcher Megan Lipke, and then come sliding in, and sliding in for Los Alamos that time was Cat Sanchez, not Cat Sanchez, Michaela Guillen. So right now we have on second base we have Danielle, we have Izzy Madison.
Yeah, it looks to me right now like Ashley.
Yeah, that last pitch was just a total meatball with no velocity whatsoever. And there's another hard hit ball out into left field on the ground. And that's going to advance the runners once again. So Izzy Madison with a nice hard grounder out into left field. So the Hilltoppers just pouring it on here. And at the plate right now is Aspen D. Herrera. Aspen is a left fielder. She struck out when she was up first out of the inning. This is going to be high and outside. So right now, is Ashley having a lot of trouble finding the plate, and like Larry said, putting much of zing on it. And there's another hard hit ball out into no, yeah. So the runners are going to come in again. So yeah, so yeah, so Aspen D. Herrera with a beautiful double out into left field, into center field, actually. And then that'll bring up Riley Hernandez, and Riley is the shortstop. So the Hilltoppers right now, this is going to be the 13th batter for Los Alamos. This one is fouled off. Hope I didn't jinx her by saying she was the 13th batter. But anyway, the Hilltoppers pouring it on right now. And another one out into right field this time. Bounces up against the fence. So Riley Hernandez with the, let's see, she goes to second also. Cannot believe all the doubles we're having here in this ball game. And so that they've essentially cleaned the bases, I don't know how many times. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? Oh, they say 11. And finally, there's a ground ball. It's hit down to the second baseman, and she scoops it up and then takes it over to first. So that was down to Aubrey Toller, and then she just flips it over to Carmelita Harrison. So they finally get out of this inning. And that was Holly Warwick. So she goes down to grinding out to the second baseman. And so that'll do it. 11-0 the Hilltoppers come up with here in the top of the first inning. Whoa. There is some crazy mercy rule in in baseball and softball. It's I think if you're up by 15 after 3 innings, the game's over. I think something like that. Mike Mays is the expert on that stuff. But anyway, that does it. So the Hilltoppers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that'll roll us around to the bottom of the top of the second inning. In the first inning, Moriarty was 3 up, 3 down. So now they'll go with the pitcher, Ashley Toller, and then they'll be followed by the third baseman, Madison Satterfield, and then the left fielder, Abby Poinier. So at the plate right now, the pitcher, Ashley Toller, had a rough first inning, I must say. No, they did 11 runs in that first inning. First pitch is fouled off over right field, toward right field. Yes. So Ashley at the plate. In the last inning, of course, they were essentially ended up 3 up, 3 down. But the first batter that came up and to face Bella Robertson got a nice hit, a nice double out into second and right field. She ended up. Well, she actually ended up on it was a single. She ended up on first, and she got caught in a pickle between first and second, and she was tagged out. Foul ball. That's going to come down the third baseline and toward the dugout. That's catchable, and it is catchable. And coming over to make the catch for Los Alamos that time was Edwina Martinez. So Ashley Toller with a foul ball. And she flies out to the third baseman, Madison Satterfield. The third baseman is up for Moriarty. So essentially, right now, Bella Robertson, in a way, has retired the first 4 batters. Of course, she got a little help when they got Harley Fisher in that pickle, but right now, Madison Satterfield is at the plate, and she'll be followed by Abby Poinier. Bella Robertson, boy, a nice pitch. Take something off of it. I mean, she just came around with it, and then boy, she just put a floater over the plate, and it just caught Madison completely off guard. This one is high, and I mean that was really high. She needed a tennis racket for that one. So the ground ball right smack up the middle into center field. That thing he just bounced right over second base. You can't go more up the middle than that. So a nice little single right smack over second base. And so she's at first, and that'll bring up Abby Poinier. She is the left fielder. And Abby, let's see right now. Let's see, Abby she's a senior. Yeah, you need a longer bat for those. And so called strike. Way ahead is Bella. And buzzing this one around. This one is going to be swung at. It gets away from the catcher, Rachel Norman, for Los Alamos. So she just simply makes a quick tag on Abby Poinier. So Abby goes down swinging, and so then that brings up now Carmelita Harrison. She's the first baseman. So right now there's two away, and there's a runner on first. This first pitch by Bella is just, I mean, barely makes it over the plate. About 2 inches above the plate as it comes in. Nice stop by Rachel Norman for Los Alamos. This pitch now is going to be high and outside. So runner still on first base, and that is Madison Satterfield. This one's going to get away, and so here's going to throw down to second, and they get her. Yeah, they did. So the ball got away from Rachel Norman, and so the runner decided to take off. So Madison Satterfield takes off for second base, but a great recovery that time by Rachel as the ball got away from her. She ran over and scooped it up. Beautiful throw down to second base, and waiting down there was Riley Hernandez, and so Riley just made the tag. And like Larry said, they got her cold, no problemo. So once again, they get a runner on base, and they end up going up 3 up, 3 down. So interestingly enough, so right now they've got actually have 2 hits in the ball game, and they only put up 6 batters and 6 outs.
Yeah, it's tough. The bottom of the first took about 22 minutes.
Yes,
And top of the third.
and didn't take very long, that's for sure. So, and let me see, my scorebook is now a mess because let's see, they put up 14 batters in that first inning. Wow, 14 batters and so as we wind around now to the top of the second inning, and the Hilltoppers up 11-0 in this ball game. So let's see who's coming to the plate here for Los Alamos. Looks like the catcher, Rachel Norman. No, it's Edwina Martinez. Okay, sorry about that. That was so she'll be the fouled off right against the screen, right at us. Good thing that screen was there. Larry would have a mouthful of softball right now. But anyway, Edwina Martinez is at the plate for Los Alamos.
Next pitch is high.
And Edwina, there she pops it up out into right center field. And yep, it is. And she's going to go around and up and with the double. Unbelievable. Hilltopper's been that gap out there, Larry, between center and right. They're killing that gap. I mean, I can't believe how many they've hit out in that area. They really haven't hit very many toward left field. Yeah, most of the hits are going toward the right. One nice pitch that time by Toller. And that's a called strike, and at the plate is Michaela Guillen. Let's see if I can get that pronunciation here right. And so she's the first baseman for Los Alamos. We have a runner on second, nobody away. 11-0 ball game right now. And Kat Sanchez is on deck. His pitch is going to be high. And so the count right now, I believe, is 2-1. So Michaela at the plate. Runner on second, nobody out. This one hits the dirt in front of the plate. That gets away from the catcher. And so easily, so just almost walking down to third base is Edwina Martinez. And the count right now, I believe, is it's yeah.
I'm sorry, 3-1.
Yeah, I thought we'd thrown more pitches than that.
Just walk.
That's the first walk of the ball game. You can believe it. Everything else has been they've been banging away. Kat Sanchez is up, and she lined out to second base when she was up in that first inning. And so this one now is out right into center. Yes. So runners are going to advance like crazy. They're going to hold them. So anyway, so yeah, they are. So Edwina Martinez comes in to score, make it 12-0. Michaela goes around to third, and then Kat Sanchez with a nice hit out into center field. So she pulls up at second. So she gets a double, and then right away, the top of the order for Los Alamos, Daniela Bajorquez, and
Play at home. Right to the third base. Third, I thought they were going to try to get it home, but they took the safe one. So we have to score.
so Daniela, yeah, so Michaela comes in to score from third base for Los Alamos, and right now, and then Kat Sanchez. Let's see, she's at third, and at the plate right now is Izzy Madison. So Madison, in the first inning, she got a double, and then when she came around for her second time in the inning, she got a single, and she came in to score. And so right now, Larry Aspen D. Herrera, I mean, Izzy Madison at the plate was hit her in the foot. So another hit pitch hit by the pitcher, and so down to first base, and we still have the runner. Kat Sanchez is on third base, and there's one away, and Aspen D. Herrera, the left fielder, at the plate for Los Alamos. Right now, the score is 13-0. Yeah, she's struggling, and like you say, I mean, she's. This is only the second inning, and she's already faced. Let's see, this is the 20th batter that she has faced, and we're just this ball game just starting. Wow. A hard line drive right down third base, and that just went right over third base and out into left field. Yeah, God, that was a beautiful hit, right smack down the line, and right over third base, and then came down in the outfield grass, and so. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting. So Riley Hernandez now is the shortstop at the plate for Los Alamos, and so we. Yeah, just a freshman. That's a lot of pressure on a freshman. Yeah. So Hallie Warwick is at the plate, and there's line drive right smack right over second base. And so coming into score is going to be Aspen D. Herrera. And let's see, and Riley Hernandez, she comes in to score also. So right now we have the runner on first, and that is Hallie Warwick. Yeah, and so that's going to bring up the catcher for Los Alamos. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter for Los Alamos. Sorry. That was Riley Hernandez, who just had that nice hit over second. And This is Hallie Warwick. She is the designated hitter for Los Alamos. She's batting for the pitcher, Bella Robertson. And now it's 16-0. Unbelievable. Yes. Hard. Yeah. Yes. Yes, he was. It was a nice play. That was a hard hit ball right at the third baseman. And then, and I think we're going to change the pitcher. Yes, we are. So what they're going to do right now is they're going to bring in the third baseman, Edwina Martinez. Yeah, he was a hard line drive right at her and high. She went high up in the air and actually it hit her right smack in the glove, but she wasn't able to bring it down. But like Larry said, it certainly did stop a double. And so they ended up with a very, but anyway, Tanya Walden has decided that Ashley, that Ashley told her had enough, and I think she has. Yes, yeah, a little bit, yes. So we have so trying to figure out where we're at here. They got what's the score over there? 16-0. Whoa, unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and yes, a new pitcher, Edwina Martinez. So she's now pitching, and then Ashley has gone over to. Let's see, Ashley. Wait a minute, I got this all backwards. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. The new pitcher is going to be Madison Satterfield. So she's going to go to pitch. She's going to pitch, and then Ashley is going to go over to third base. So there we are. Okay. That was a nice thing about radio, about KRSN. We had commercials. I had a little break to catch up on my paperwork and all that kind of stuff. With this situation, no commercials, no anything. It's either radio silence or you got to keep going. But a left-handed batter right now for Los Alamos, and that's Rachel Norman, the catcher, and unbelievable, Larry. She's the ninth batter of this inning. So they batted around again. They have one away, and we have a runner on second base. That is Hallie Warwick, and she's at second, and everybody else is scoring. So anyway, so Rachel Norman, the catcher, and there's yeah. So this Rachel fouls this one off up against the screen once again, and so we are looking at what's the count, Larry? 1 and 2. Those lights are not very bright out there. There's yes, it is. That's going to be right over the shortstop's head, and I think Stephanie may have held the runner anyway, possibility. So anyway, we have runners on second and third as Rachel Norman. All right, a golden runner comes in. So yeah, Onessa Wakey, I guess So, and let's see, at the plate right now is, well, let's see, it's supposed to be Daniela, and no, let's,
Go ahead, catch the bag. Runner, catch the bag.
yeah. So. So now we have, yes, so that makes it now 17-0. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So we, yeah. So right now it's Michaela Gee and Edwina Martinez was up and put that, hit that ball, hit that one out there that scored the run. And I mean, I'm just looking at the scoreboard right now, 17-0. My scorebook is a mess. So this high, yeah, and that will do it. So, and let's see, that was Michaela Guillen. So, God. So now we go to two right here. So that makes it now 17-0, and everybody just scoring. And the last batter was Michaela Guillen. So when we finally do come up into the well, it would be the bottom of the third, and Cat Sanchez will start things off for Los Alamos. So we flip over now to Moriarty, and Moriarty has right now has only put up 6 batters. They put up 6 batters, Larry, and they got 2 hits. Yeah, exactly. Everyone that got on base, the first one that got on base was Harley Fisher, and she started things off with a nice single right off the bat, and then I don't know what she was doing. I don't know if they had a hit and run going or what, because they threw the pitch and she started to take off. In fact, she did take off, and so the throw went down to first, and they got it. The Hilltoppers they got the throw down to first to Carmelita Harrison, and then she just made the throw over Riley Hernandez, who was covering second, and they put the tag on her, and then of course in this last inning anyway, Madison Satterfield, who is on the mound right now for Los Alamos, for Moriarty, and anyway, the Madison's Madison Satterfield got a nice hit and then tried to steal second and got caught. Yes. See, I think I said Madison Satterfield was at the play. Actually, it's Carmelita Harrison. Yes, she's the first baseman. So what's the count here to her? 3-1, 4-1. Oh, you call that? Yeah, a little bit. This would be the first walk of the ball game. So there's a called strike. Yes. And that'll bring up the catcher, Megan Lipke. So right now, the Moriarty's has 7 batters up and 7 batters down and 2 hits, of course, to throw in there. So, yes, and a nice swing by Megan Lipke. Yes. so for Los Alamos right now, on the mound is Edwina Martinez. No, she's not. That's not Edwina. What's her number? Oh,
Had some lumps on my weight.
yeah. Okay. So anyway, wait. No, we haven't. No, everything's just Bella Robertson's still on the mound for Los Alamos. What am I thinking? Anyway, forget that.
Bella, she seems to be getting stronger as the time goes on.
Yes, and so that's,
So he had another strikeout. We're laying him in there right now.
and that'll bring up the right fielder, Ruby Lermack. So 2 up, 2 down in this bottom of the third inning, and not sure how this thing works. I think Mike Mays was saying if you're up by 15 after 3, and of course that would be when if this is an out right here, if I remember, if I do remember what Mike Mays had to say about it, then this should end the ball game. Yes. So fouling this one off. Right now from Moriarty is Ruby Lermack, right fielder. Nobody on, 2 outs. First 2 pitchers, first 2 batters to face Bella Robertson struck out. There's a called strike. That was a really nice pitch. It's turned into a meatball, but it's one of those ones where she comes zinging around, and then I can't believe how they take the speed off of it. Well, there's a nice boy. Yeah, she just barely got the bat around. She didn't get around very far because she almost hit her first base coach. Yeah. This one is going to be high and outside. Yes, she did. Yeah, well, you're sitting there full count. So full count. We are in the top of the third inning, and I guess if somebody, the catcher for Los Alamos, challenged it, and they asked the first base umpire, did she take a swing? And one bouncer, and yeah, that is, and so I think the game is over. I think. Yeah, it is. That is it. So. Oh God, yes. Geez. Yeah, really. Play play 9 outs for they had fun on defense anyway. It was what there's 9 and it was that's 15, and then another. And they faced about 25 batters from Los Alamos. Sherry, how you doing? Oh, doing good. So that will do it. No, yeah, we are. I say pickle. Yeah, pickle. And the courtesy runner our day was a golden runner. Anyway, well, that's going to do it here. Unbelievable. Well, we were going to go to lunch. I think we're going to go to breakfast. So, anyway, the final score here 17-0 after 2.5 innings. As Los Alamos taking on Moriarty. And so that's going to do it here. So Hilltoppers now on the season they're going to go to 2-6 and 1-0 in district, and Moriarty will go to 0-6 and they're 0-1 in district play. So, and like Larry says, you kind of have to kind of feel bad for Moriarty. It just wasn't their day, and Los Alamos coming up to the bat every time. I mean, they were hitting the pitcher, and so and having Aubrey Toller was having a lot of trouble. But the other problem was that Los Alamos was getting these hits, and every one of them was at like in the gap or somewhere in the open field. And so most of the time, the outfielders was having to chase the ball down because they had no chance to play on it. They did have a couple of. I think there were only two that I can remember. We had that hit out into left field, and she was under it, just all ready to catch it, and somehow she missed it. I don't know how, but anyway. And then not long after that, they had that hit out into center field, and same situation. It looked like she was going to pull it in, and it just ends up dropping in. So anyway, so and the thing is, first of all, for Ashley Toller, the pitcher, it was like she had a tough time because the Hilltoppers were really hitting her, but everything they hit was in the gap or somewhere, and uh, and then the plays that they could play that the fielders could make, they were having trouble with those too. So anyway, so Larry, thanks a lot for coming down for 2.5 innings.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah, we got the.
The benefits of a really nice day out here.
Oh yeah, fantastic day, perfect day, perfect morning for high school softball.
Absolutely.
But we have all kinds of commitments here, and so uh, this is the only game we're going to be able to bring you today. So, anyway, final score 17-0. So this is Gene Mortensen for Larry Mortensen and for Matt. Did it again. Sorry, Nate. I keep calling him Matt. Unbelievable. Anyway, Nate Limback. Well, I don't know why I want to call you Matt. Nate Limback, our Crackerjack IT guy, and then John McHale, who's he's off to doing photography for somewhere else, but he was instrumental in putting all this together. And we want to thank Carol Clark of the Los Alamos Daily Post for making all this possible. So anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. It's a beautiful weekend here in Los Alamos, and you can make it an even better weekend. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And sweetie pie, I love you so much and I miss you.